Thanks for joining us today, everyone. I'm Daniel from Avonwood, and today I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the zone safe system we have here before us. Now, you may want to use this video as a bit of a guide to doing on-site demonstrations or presentations to end customers. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask that before we start this, all of our grey tags are out of the range of the yellow antenna here. The first thing to do is to take our yellow driver card and put it into the in-cab control unit and power the system on. I'll now show you what happens when you bring one tag into the area. The system will alarm by default, but you can mute this one tag by pressing the center button on the in-cab control unit. Now, the alarm will still sound, and if you've got a vibration tag, this tag will still be vibrating as well to alarm the end user, obviously still in that range. But this is quite a good example, for instance, if you've got an operator who has a supervisor come over and wants to have a conversation with them. You obviously wouldn't want that alarm going off the whole time you're having that conversation. So if you imagine that scenario, I'm now going to show what happened if another person stepped into the same area. The alarm will increase in urgency to inform you that obviously there's a second alert nearby, and by default you can't mute that alarm. And we're going to take you through some of those settings at a later date. If I now remove that second tag, the alarm after 3 seconds will then reduce back to the single alarm, and I can go back to muting it. So we now have that back to that single pedestrian alert we had before. Obviously, if I remove this tag now from the area, again another 3 seconds for the driver to respond, and the system will no longer alarm. That covers off just the interactions of single or multiple tags in the area. And now I'm going to show you how the system will interact with the yellow driver tag. So we've still got the system powered on, the driver tag present. If the driver or the operator of the vehicle was to leave the vehicle with his yellow tag but fail to turn the vehicle off, we'll give him a couple of seconds and then it'll obviously alarm to say you've left a vehicle running with no operator present. So if we put the tag back in, the other scenario might be that the driver has turned the vehicle off, which is probably going to be a more common issue. But when he's done that, he's left the vehicle without his tag, so clearly he wouldn't be able to be detected by another moving vehicle on site. So if I turn the unit off, the tag's still in the unit, will give him a couple of seconds to remove it, and then it will start to alarm. Okay, so this is going to ensure that the driver has to, if I just power it back on a second, the driver either has to have the alarm silenced by having the tag in the unit with the unit powered on, or either tag out and powered off. Any other scenario from that is going to give you an alarm. Likewise, if a pedestrian who isn't authorised to drive the vehicle decides to try and do so with a grey tag, you would get that same alarm. That kind of covers off the brief overview of the system. For all more information, refer back to the website, as we're going to have some frequently asked questions on there. Also, we're going to give you another video shortly on how the software will interact with that muting button in the centre. Thanks for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this.